Hello, Internet travelers. This is the Political Brown Kid here, and back with another Hollywood in black and white. But this one's probably going to be short as hell because I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen this show. I've never seen the show. I read synopsis about the show. I read certain, you look at a season and an episode and you can see what the episode overview is about. I've just done that research on it, and I've, looked at articles about the show. The show is, as you probably can see from the title, I Hearts Abishola, or I Love Abishola, whatever the heck you want to call this show. I do not watch foolishness. And this show is a bunch of foolishness. I'm just going to say that plain and outright because I don't watch shows that, again, where they want to deteriorate and normalize the deterioration of black families and black relationships. And this show, again, like what white people have done, and I've told you how white people have done it with castration, with black males in actual history, and they've doing it in television shows to this day. They've also broken up black families in traditional way, in specific ways, while going in and stealing the black woman. They've done this, and they're doing the same with this show. And that's why I refuse to watch it. So I'm giving you that up front. And of course, there's always spoiler alerts. I got to remind you guys about there's spoiler alerts. I may mention something about the show. And of course, I haven't seen the show, but I'm just going to mention what I've read. So if you haven't seen the show and you want to see the show, you probably don't want to listen to this. But the problem that I have with this show, without seeing it, but I'm doing a review on it, so I'm going to give that up front. Maybe some of my facts are going to be wrong. I'm giving that up front because I have not seen the show. But if the facts are if the show has gone down as I've read the facts and I'm correct, then this show is just egregious on multiple levels. But it's kind of fits in with how life goes. It fits in with actuality because what white men do is they don't tolerate black men. And this is traditional racism where white people hate black people, but really what they're saying is we hate the black men, but we love and sexualize and fantasize about their women. So they have no problems having sexual relations with black women, but they don't like black men. And what this show is about is it's about a Nigerian, I do believe she's from Nigeria. That is her nationality. Moves to the United States. She has a kid. She does have children. And she had a husband, but the husband left her. I think he went back to Nigeria because he couldn't make it in America. He could not be a provider in America. I don't think that he could get work, or he could not economically provide or get a profession in the United States. So therefore, he went back, she stayed. Again, this is what white people do. And so now here comes the white man, Bob Hearts Abishola, whatever you want to call this show. I think I said I Hearts Abishola before, but it's Bob Hearts Abishola. And here comes Bob, white boy Bob, comes in, sweeps this black woman, this Nigerian woman off her feet, and, desires her and wins her heart. And then I believe that, when I read up, where I left off with reading off at it was when they were about to get married and going to have a traditional marriage. I think her husband popped back up. I guess, I don't know what that was about. I don't know whether it was to take the kids, get the kids back, or whether it was try to win her back. But obviously she falls in love with the white man. You can tell that's how the show's going to work out because the show's called Bob Hearts Abishola. Not going to watch it. Not going to watch this foolishness. You shouldn't either. You shouldn't watch enough of this content to let it brainwash you into being immune or being desensitized to the foolishness that they put on our people and that they perpetuate through the media. And that's all really that I wanted to say about this show. But this show actually mirrors real life. Because as you can see, and most men will tell you, because I even experience it, where You no matter how many degrees you have, and I have master's degrees, I have bachelor's degrees, I have certified trainings in IT and technical stuff, but they will only promote a black male, but so far, not unless that black male acts like a total white boy and he's just acting like Alfonso Ribeiro on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He's singing all Bob Denver songs and stuff. They're not going to promote you, but they'll promote a black woman because it does several things. It checks off two minority boxes. It checks off the black box, and it also checks off the female box. But then also it's because they feel more comfortable being around a black woman because she doesn't have that testosterone and they don't have to deal with that. They're not as intimidated by black women as they are by black men. They're not as, and even if they're not intimidated, because some people will say, well, we're not intimidated by you, black man. Okay, well, you're just uncomfortable around us. You don't really want to be around us. It's just a general overall uncomfort with being with us and dealing with us. So you'd rather deal with black women. And then also it's the lust factor. I'd rather be around her so I can get to see this big black derriere around me all day. I can get to see these black breasts around me all day. And I may possibly have a chance of hitting on her secretly, because that's what men do. That's what we do. And look at Harvey Weinstein. Even if we don't have a possibility of, getting with something sexually, we'll still want it around us because we're attracted to it. And you give people opportunities. Why do you think so many women get these opportunities? Especially if you're a pretty woman. People try to downplay that being beautiful isn't a factor in career ladder climbing or climbing the career ladder, but it is. And we do that. Why do you think all of these attractive women sit on these ESPN shows? They know nothing about football, a lot of them. I've only seen one. I think she's an Asian looking female. And I think her name is Mina, something like that. I don't want to mess her name up. Please forgive me if I do. She's the only one that talks football. Everybody else just sits there and moderates. They could have got anybody to moderate. They could have got a 5-year-old to moderate a show. But they have them on there and all of them are attractive. You never see any heavy set woman that looks like, dudeish and bushish, because I'm pretty sure you can find a lot of those that know a lot more about football. But they don't have them up there because they can't wear pumps. They don't have the body for it. They don't have the looks for it. And Bob Art's Abishola does the same thing. They get rid of the black male so that the white male can be with the black woman. And also another thing I want to point out too about this show. If you notice, when they're pairing up white men with black women, they don't pair them up with unattractive black women. They always pair them up with an attractive looking black woman. And Abishola's an attractive looking black woman. They're not going to pair him up with anything that's raggedy, but when they're pairing a black man up, they'll pair him up with anything. So these are just my observations of Bob Hart's Abishola. Again, haven't seen the show, don't want to see the show, but I've read and I've kind of followed it from a distance. So if you have any comments to make on the show or on my commentary, please let me know.